This is something that I've been talking about and actually doing a session on this evening at a panel about the modern content strategy, how everything needs to be that loop, that feedback loop needs to be tighter on
Yep.
both refreshing and producing net new material.
Yes.
But the way that we are used to doing it is not sufficient anymore.
Yes.
Because we used to sit down, plan for a quarter of like a
Yep.
calendar, but we need to be looking at following what's actually being searched, what are the trends there,
Yes.
and actually being, refreshing is becoming so much more important. Where before you could refresh like once a year, once every six
Exactly.
months,
Yep.
and that actually needs to be a key component of the strategy now. I love that 70% statistic.
Yep.
Um, I'm a workflows guy now, and so what are our inputs and what are our outputs, and how can we build a steady stream of net new information, material, perspective, data as our input field, and then figure out where that needs to be distributed to. Is that, do we have an article on that already and it just needs to be updated? Does that need to be something net new? Should
Yep.
this be a content post? Should it be a video that then gets cited into an article? So building this kind of like signal strategy layer
100%.
that is feeding in data, as well as we'll have brand objectives and narratives we want to reach towards, but it really should be just self-learning and self-improving over time.
100%. And the cool thing about that is think of, it might sound difficult. Let's say someone's listening and think, well, like refreshing, like what does that mean? Do I change a comma to a period? Do I add one
Yeah.
sentence? What does that mean? And to your point, it's keeping the new fresh data. So if I were to give a real world example, let's say for us at Catalyst, Will, what do we have to use for this article we want to refresh? So we can look at new news. If a new report came out, now we can use a statistic from that report. Now we're replacing an old statistic with a new statistic. If we have a new case study, now we have the new case study mentioned along with the other case study we mentioned. If we have, let's say a B2B company that looks at like value locked or, total funding, instead of, like I mentioned, the old article had the old number at 1 billion, now it's 1.5. We update that. It's little things, but all of that, especially metrics, matter so much. Actionable
Yeah.
statements and metrics are so important.